Hi Scorpio, welcome to November 2014. It has been a long road for you and you are approaching your graduation. That will come next month in December, on December 23rd. Saturn leaves Scorpio and goes into Sagittarius. Woohoo! So it's graduation time and I wanted to do a special video for you, podcast, on your celebrating your graduation with you. So we're going to do a toast, and I invited all the other fixed signs, the Leos, Taurus, Aquarians, because they too have been very much worked over by Saturn in your sign. However, there is nothing like having Saturn in your sign, and Saturn will not be back in Scorpio for another 28, 29 years. It's a 30-year cycle. And so you really are graduating. So let's have a celebration party for your graduation next month. And it's been a long road, the long and winding road. It has been treacherous at times, and you're almost done with it. You don't want to jump the gun too early, though. You want to keep completing unfinished business and finish up what needs to be completed so that when it moves into Sagittarius, you're ready to fly, you're ready to soar. And I love the Taurus full moon on the 6th. There is a wonderful Taurus full moon, and the moon is in Taurus. Of course, a full moon is an opposition between the moon and the sun. So the sun is opposing the moon, and Venus is in your sign, which makes you attractive, and it's a very beneficial energy to have the goddess of love and beauty in your sign. She makes you more attractive, and it can also bring, financial opportunity. Now, the Taurus full moon is beautiful. There's no ugly Pluto-Uranus on it. In fact, Pluto is trining it. And Mars is in Capricorn, and Mars and Pluto are in harmony with your Scorpio, your sun in Scorpio, your moon in Scorpio, your ascendant Scorpio. Any planets you have in Scorpio, Capricorn sextiles you. So this is a positive energy. And Capricorn is a sister sign to Taurus. It trines the Taurus energy. So this is a very positive full moon for you. You can really feel your power, and that you've turned a corner, and that you're almost at the end of a very long journey. So graduation is coming. And this is a good energy for relationships. Taurus rules the area of your life that has to do with marriage and partnership, your public, people you consult with, business partnerships, but it's also the area of projection. So you can project onto others actually what is going on inside of you. So be aware of any challenges you're having in relationship and step back and look at, well, what is my behavior in this that is invoking this kind of reaction from other people? Other people are reacting to me in a certain way. Full moons bring to light, bring to conscious awareness that which is hidden. And Scorpio, you are the sign of, you are the CIA of the zodiac. It is about getting to the bottom of things. It is about getting to the truth of the matter, the ugly truth, the beautiful truth, the inconvenient truth, the truth. And we all have a shadow, and we want to honor that shadow because it's part of us. And it's not about ignoring it, or if you project it onto others, they will mirror it back to you, because the 7th house is the house of relationship mirrors. Relationship mirrors, people, any relationship is a mirror to us. And so what are people mirroring back to you at this time? What is the feedback you're getting? You want to pay attention to that, because that's where you can make the internal changes in, so that you're getting what you want. You're receiving what you want in relationship. You're receiving the love you want in relationship. You're receiving the support that you want in relationship. So this is an opportune time to set your foundation for the next year, because when it's your happy birthday, you're in your solar return. And that's when Sun returns to natal birth. So at that moment of birth, wherever the sun was, whatever degree the sun is in Scorpio, when the sun moves through Scorpio, it returns to your natal sun. And that's the solar return, sun return. And so you're setting the foundation right now for the next solar year. And you want to use this energy to set a good foundation so that you're attracting more of what you want, and you're overcoming challenges and obstacles and getting where you need to go so that you feel effective, and you're taking advantage of Jupiter in that area of reputation in the world, your legacy in the world, your career in the world, your achievement in the world. Jupiter in Leo is, going to be there until next August, and then it'll move into Virgo, and it'll in fact increase you financially even more so by the work you're doing now. So the work you're doing now, you're laying the foundation for greater achievement in the world, greater career success in the weeks and months ahead. And this is the time to be doing it. Now, and Mercury enters your sign on the 8th, and this is awesome because that's going to help you cut through illogical thinking or scatteredness or any kind of irrationality. Having Mercury in your own sign can empower you to think effectively and clearly. And Mercury has been retrograde all of October, and it retrograded at 2 degrees Scorpio. So by getting back into Scorpio, it will now be out of its shadow period and moving forward, and that makes life easier. And it's been very challenging with Mercury retrograde. I'm recording right now in October, and I've had several challenges in recording because the mic wasn't plugged in right, and so I had to redo the Gemini, and then today the memory card dysfunction broke down and I didn't know, so then I had to redo the Leo. And so I've had to redo 2 recordings already. And I think I had to redo another one too. And so I've had to redo several of my recordings. That's Mercury retrograde. Redo. Have to go back and redo the same work because of some sort of communication breakdown. And I test everything before I run it too. So I tested the camera to make sure it was working, and it worked fine. But then when I went to record for real, the memory card went on me. So fortunately, I had a spare memory card, and I got that in, and I got to finish my recordings today. But it's that kind of crazy making where, you find yourself doing something and then you have to do it over and over. But now in November, we won't have to do that because Mercury is flying forward in Scorpio, which is going to give us the truth, the clarity, the understanding of what's really going on. And when you know what's really going on, you can act effectively and be the master of your destiny and be the champion of your life and do what you want to do. Now, Mars will conjunct Pluto on the 10th and square Uranus on the 12th. That is a warlike energy because Mars is the warrior. And when you put him with Pluto, which is death and transformation, that can be power struggles. So you could be having a power struggle with someone you work with or a family member or someone in the community. Just, step back, don't react, be proactive, look at your part in it, just own your responsibility in it, and just, let the dust fall where it may, because it will quickly pass over. It's just that when Mars hooks up with Pluto, it's very aggressive, and it brings out anger, aggravation, agitation, all of the Martian words, anger, aggravation, agitation, argumentation, all of that kind of baloney going on. But it passes very quickly. But when it's on, it's on. And so those middle days there, the 12th, the 10th, the 13th, the 14th, will be intense. Venus will conjunct Saturn on the 12th. And for you, it's about looking at relationships, about looking at your resources, looking at your spirituality and evaluating these things. So it's a time to look at what you need, but don't get caught up in self-doubt or self-worth issues. You know, just do what you need to do and then move forward. And Neptune moves direct on the 16th. Now, this is very good for you because Neptune is in the area of your life that has to do with true love and romance, creative self-expression, self-confidence, being outgoing, gambling, taking risks, your children, sports activity. It's a wonderful area. And moving direct, it will be in harmony with your planets in Scorpio, especially those born in the first week of Scorpio or the first 10 days of Scorpio. You are going to benefit from Neptune in Pisces at the end of this year and 2015. And that is awesome because Pisces is a sister sign, so it's pouring positive energy into you. And Neptune rules your highest ideals, your ideal relationship, your ideal living location, your ideal work. It rules fantasy. It rules the movie industry. It rules the music industry. It's not good for mundane tasks. It's not good for detailed work. It is good for wishful thinking and imagination and creativity, spirituality, expansion. And you want to use it for that. So what have you learned about romance and relationship and your creative self-expression since June? Because that's how long Neptune's been retrograde. Now it's direct and it's moving forward, and it will be empowering you to expand yourself in the world through your creative self-expression, through true love and romance. Venus enters Sagittarius on the 16th. And any planets that move into Sagittarius, they have to pass over Neptune. So when planets are squared by Neptune, we don't have all the facts. We can put people on a pedestal and not see them clearly, and then whatever we put on a pedestal is always going to fall off. Whenever we idolatrize someone or something, we're not seeing that they're human beings. We're not seeing that they have needs as human beings. And so you want to be aware of where you're projecting your fantasy and your wishful thinking and your idolatry of who you're worshiping, and really, be more realistic. That's what the Venus-Saturn is very sobering, going, okay, this can be a twin flame or a soulmate. However, there's still a person, and they have a shadow, and they have needs, and what are they? And you want to know the whole story before you invest yourself. Now, the Sun will conjunct Saturn on the 18th. That is another sobering day. Now, for you, this is a great energy to get organized and plan and look at what are my duties and responsibilities, and take responsibility for yourself, for your life. If things aren't going great for you, you want to look at that like, well, why not? Your future is determined by the choices you make today. If you're struggling with issues, it's what you've created. We create our own reality. We create our universe. You are the sun center of your universe, and we're all rotating around you. And so if you're not getting the love you want, if you're not getting the money you want, if you're not getting the success you want, what's in the way? What are you doing that's not creating it for you? When you take responsibility, you become the master of your destiny. You become the captain of your ship. When you blame others for something not working, then that's the ego avoiding responsibility. That's the ego saying, I'm a victim, I'm helpless, I have no control. And then you're giving your power away to the externals. You're giving the power away to the things outside of you. And when you do that, you'll never be effective. You'll never be powerful because you don't have responsibility for those things. You can't be responsible for the stock market. You can't be responsible for the weather. You can't be responsible for the government. Those things are outside of you. So why take responsibility for things you don't have control over? Your responsibility is in what you do, ability to respond. That's what you have control over. You have control over how you present yourself to others. You have control over how you work with others. Do you respect others? Do you respect their boundaries? Do you respect their needs? Are you respecting other people? Are you looking at what other people need from you? If you're not, then you will have challenges in relationship. You will have challenges in achieving your goals. But if you take responsibility and own it and go, okay, I messed up. Okay, I'm not doing this right. Or I messed up this relationship. Or I messed up this project. Then you have power. You are empowering yourself because you're owning it. You're owning your part in it. And that's where the power is. You're only here to be responsible for your part in the relationship, in the project, in the job, in the financial. But if you're blaming others for your plight, then you're not taking responsibility. And that's not the empowered, effective action individual that you could be. So you want to look at where your energy is going. Where is it leaking out outside of you? And what are you giving your power away to? And are we in a fantasy about other people? Are we in a fantasy about what we're capable of? Am I being sober? Saturn is very sobering. Saturn is restrictive so that you are focusing on what matters, what's important. When you do that, you act effectively and powerfully. Saturn in your own sign doesn't want you to have an elaborate work life or social life because the work is going on in inner levels. You are being restructured from the core of your being. And in that restructuring, it's very time-consuming, and it consumes your energy. So it's not about having an elaborate social life or an elaborate career life at this time. That will come later. But right now, Saturn wants you to define yourself based on who you are today, not who you've been, not who you'd like to be, but who are you today? Who are you? Not on what you own, not on who you're with, not Mrs. So-and-so, not Mr. So-and-so, not what you do. Who are you on a soul level? Who are you? Saturn is asking that of you. Saturn has been working on that with you for a while now. When Saturn moves into Sagittarius, you'll be looking at what you are. What truly matters to you? What are your resources? How are you using your talents and abilities to make the life and create the life you truly desire? And so this work in Saturn, yes, it's grueling, but it's important. It is so valuable because it sets the foundation for the next 30 years. When Saturn crosses into the first house, if you have a Scorpio ascendant or the Scorpio sun, you are setting the foundation for the next 29 years because Saturn will not be back for another 29 years. So it's a real, really it's a 28 to 30 year cycle. So it's very significant. And this is a really important time to look at what you're doing and where you're going. Now, Venus will pass over Neptune on the 20th. That's not a day to make financial investments or get married. It is definitely a time to dream and fantasize and be optimistic and then wait a few days before you take action. Then the Sun enters Sagittarius on the 22nd, and then you have the new moon in Sagittarius on the 22nd. Now this is a beautiful new moon. The Sun and the Moon have passed over Saturn. They've finished squaring Jupiter because Jupiter is in Leo at 22 degrees 12 minutes on the Sagittarius new moon on the 22nd. And Jupiter squaring Sun or Moon can be overextending ourselves. And they've passed that. The Moon will have to cross over Neptune, and then the Sun will have to cross over Neptune, but it's not exact at the new moon, which is very optimistic and hopeful if we wait a few days before we take action. I like to give a new moon 12 to 24 hours because actually a new moon is like being in the womb. You can't see it. You only begin to see the new moon when it makes a sliver. And I always use that when I do my newsletters and blog because I can't put a picture of the actual new moon because it would just be a dark sky. So the new moon is happening for you in the area of what you love and value, your self-worth, your talents and abilities, your investments, how you invest your money, how you invest your time, how you invest your energy, what you're getting back from those investments, And this is a wonderful time to practice appreciation for all the good in your life. Mercury enters Sagittarius on the 27th, and this can be an increase in income for you. So Mercury is flying forward. First it's in Scorpio on the 8th, and then less than 3 weeks later, less than 2 weeks later, well, 3 weeks, 19 days later, it's in Sagittarius. So it's flying. So you're going to be busy, and you are thinking about everything. You're rethinking things, you're strategizing, and it's good. So Mercury enters the 27th of November, Sagittarius, and then in America we have Happy Thanksgiving on the 27th. And this is a very positive, uplifting energy. By doing the work, finishing up, you're graduating next month, and you can take advantage of this new moon energy happening in the area of your resources, your investments. This is a very positive energy, and the law of attraction is always matching. So whatever you're putting out energetically and vibrationally is returned back to you, and you want to shake off the past, begin something new. The future is determined by the choices you make today. This is a wonderful time to practice that attitude of gratitude. You know, thank you, universe, and then fill in the blank. Thank you, universe, because when you send that energy out, the universe says, oh, he wants more of this, she wants more of this. And they bring more things good in your life. They bring more positive in your life. The universe brings you more of the things you truly desire. So by practicing the attitude of gratitude and focusing on all the good in your life, you're sending out positive energy, and this empowers you to attract more of what you want. So doors are opening for you in November. You want to walk through them. It is about graduation. It is about completion for you. Finish up whatever needs, whatever unfinished business you have. This is the time to do it, because Saturn will be leaving. And, you know, it's really interesting how Saturn, you know, when Saturn's around, it's just like, oh, I just want Saturn to go. But, you know, when it's gone, it's like a great teacher leaving, a great guru leaving. And, you know, there's that sense of loss when that guru leaves, because Saturn has taught you so much. You know, Saturn is redefining you. Saturn is restructuring you. And Saturn is bringing out the light within you, the beauty within you. Your soul power is emerging from all of the work you've been doing with Saturn in your sign. And it's like chipping away the false self. You know, it's like the diamond in the rough, where you chip away the illusions, you chip away the false self. And what is left but that sparkling, shining diamond? And that's what you are becoming, Scorpio. This powerful, light-filled, brilliant, all-seeing eye of God, shining star that you are. Focus on what's working for you. Focus on the good in your life. Focus on the positive. Use your mind to create what you want. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, the mind of man can achieve. Pluto is in that area. Mars is in that area, empowering your mind. Mercury is working to empower you to get to the bottom of things, work on the details, do your homework, do the research, finish unfinished business. When you do that, you're clearing the way for the new path to emerge, which is coming as we move forward into Sagittarius. You will begin to get a taste of it, the taste of your future, your bright future, as Venus moves into Sagittarius on the 16th, then the new moon in Sagittarius on the 22nd. You're beginning to get a taste of it. So there's great opportunity here for you here in November. There's financial opportunity. There's relationship opportunity. For those of you interested in meeting someone new, it's on for you in November, going into December, going forward. For those of you committed in a relationship already with a partner, this is a very positive energy for you, harmonious energy. It's the time where you can really strengthen your partnerships in November. And that includes business partnerships, people you consult with, you can form stronger alliances with other people here in November, going into December. Very beneficial for you. The Taurus moon is very good for you. It's in harmony with Pluto and Mars, which is in harmony with you, any planets you have in Scorpio. So this is a strong time for you. It's graduation time. So make sure you're completing all those tests. We want you to get straight A's. Saturn is grading you. Saturn is grading everything. And you want to pass with flying colors so that we can really celebrate in December and have that celebration toast together, celebrating your graduation. Pay attention to health, you know, especially around the 12th when Mars and Pluto square Uranus in the area of your health, in your work habits. And, you know, any changes you need to make, go for it. If there's changes you need to make in your lifestyle or your daily routine or your diet, now's the time to do it, right? Take action now. Take action now is your motto in November. I don't wait, I take action now. But it looks really good. There's a new start in money coming for you too in November. At the end of November with that Sagittarius new moon, there's a new start coming in here for you. New start in love. So it looks like there's so much good coming into your life. There's so much to celebrate. There's so much to rejoice about. Let go of what doesn't serve anymore and create the space for the new life to come in, because you're getting on a new life path. You're graduating, and it's beautiful. Happy birthday, Scorpio. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google Plus in my podcast, Scorpio. You're so awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your personal transits, your solar return chart, or you're interested in coaching, those links are below. It's very easy. You go to my website, you purchase your session. Upon checkout, you get the link to my schedule. You get scheduled. We're off and running, rocking and rolling. So until next time, Scorpio, be victorious! Another day in the park, you'd think it was the 4th of July. Another day in the park, you'd think it was the 4th of July. People dancing, really smiling, a man playing guitar and singing for us all. Will you help him change the world? Can you dig it? Yes, I can, and I've been waiting such a long time for the day. Chicago, yeah!
Met a little girl with a messy little face, daisy in her hand. She really put me in my place when she said, what to understand? If you try, you always can. Watching the parade, seeing new cast.
Witches and goblins and jack-o'-lanterns bright creep through the town on a Halloween night. You hear the sound of running feet and no one can be found. And the strangest things can happen on a wild Halloween. Out in the street, many children are about, having tricks or treats and running all about. You hear the sound of running feet and no one can be found. And the strangest things can happen on a wild Halloween. On a wild Halloween.